Good morning, artists. Today I'm going to make a little video showing you how to create monochromatic faces. So monochromatic means using only one color, and I'm going to choose blue today. And so you pick your one color, and then you have white, and then you have black. So you can make tints, tones, and shades. So what you're going to start with today is drawing the face. And you're going to draw in pencil. And then you will paint in the highlights on the face and the shadows. So I'm going to use red colored pencil so you can see what I'm doing, but you guys should be using pencil and eraser. So I'm going to start with a nice big oval shape for the head. And then I'll put a neck, okay, on the person. And then I'm going to imagine the eye line is right here, about halfway down. I'll put in two football-like shapes. Put in a circle for the eye. Circle. Okay, and then I could do an expression if I want, like maybe I'm surprised. So my eyebrows are going up like this. I'm going to try and create an expression with my picture. Okay, and maybe I have some eyelids as well. Okay. Actually, I look kind of sleepy now. So maybe my expression is sleepy. I'm going to put in the pupils there. Okay, these are my eyelids. And then my nose. 2 lines down. Kind of a half crescent shape there, like a C. And then we do the nostrils on either side. Okay. I'll work on my forehead a bit, make it less like an egg. There we go. And now I'm going to do the lips. So I do a U like this for the Cupid's bow. And then I bring the lips out. This is the top lip, bottom lip. Okay. And you don't have to draw it the same way as me. You can draw it many, many ways. I'm going to put some ears on. And then I'll do my hair with the paint. Okay. So I'm going to think about where the highlights are on the face. Now we know there's some shading here on the sides of the nose, and we know there's shading in our eyelid, okay, and we know there's some shading here on the sides of our foreheads as well. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put in the shadows. So I'm going to mix my blue with my black to create a shade. So a nice shade. Okay, and I'm going to first start by painting the sides of the nose, where that shade would be. Okay, and there will be some in the nostrils as well. There's some here underneath the mouth. And I know that there is also a very strong shadow on the neck. So I'm going to put that in right here. And then I also know that there is shading. I'm just mixing right now more blue with black. I also know there's shading on the sides of the forehead, so I'm going to put that in. Okay, maybe some shading here on the cheekbones coming in. Okay, now I'm going to wash my brush and I'm going to make a tint. I'm going to mix blue with a bit of white to put in the highlights. So there's a highlight here in the middle of the forehead. Okay. I'm just going to work my way around the eyebrows for a minute and come down the center of the nose. Blend that highlight in at the top. Now I'm going to wash my brush. Clean. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to do the shadows in the eyes. Whoopsies. So I'm going to go back, mix some blue with my black. Okay, and I am going to put some shading in here. Okay, where the eyelids are. And I'm going to kind of connect the shading on the nose in with the top of the eyelids there. Okay. There. So, sorry about that. I forgot the eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to switch back to my tint, and I'm going to work underneath the eyes right now, putting in some highlight on my cheeks, working around the nose. Okay. Trying to blend in that shadow from the nose into the cheek a little bit. There we go. And keeps falling. Okay, now I'm going to do my eyebrows pure black. I'm just going to paint them in pure black for now. Or pure blue I could do if I wanted to. I want them to be nice and dark so they stand out. Okay. I'm going to paint around the shape of my lips with a nice dark shade. Okay, and then I'm going to paint the rest of them in with a tint of blue. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep mixing a tint with my blue and my white, and I'm going to paint the rest of my face. The rest of my face is a nice light blue. Okay, I could do the neck here. Getting my brush wet as I paint so that I'm not painting dry. Okay. And I'm going to paint on this side. Okay. And I'm going to put in a highlight in between my eyelid and my eye. Right there. And then I might get a smaller brush for when I do the pupils and the eyes themselves. Okay, it would be helpful to have a smaller brush for that. Okay. So now I'm going to mix a tone. I'm going to mix some black with some white to get a gray. You can see that right there. And then I'm going to add some blue to it, making a tone. And I'm going to use that on my nose. Going around right here, around the nostrils, using the tone. Just following the lines I made with pencil. Okay, and I might use a bit of the tone around that circle in the center of my eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to really clean my brush, and I'm going to take pure white. And there's a very strong highlight on the nose. So I'm just going to use pure white to paint in that little circular area on the nose. And I'm going to work my way around the nostrils because the nostrils are dark. Okay. And white is a wonderful blending. And I'm just going to blend in the white there with my tone. Okay. Now I'm going to take pure white again and put in the whites of my eyes. Right there. They're on either side of the circle. Now I got to really make sure I'm using pure white. So make sure your brush is very clean when you do it. And that there's no blue or orange or whatever color you chose in with your white. Okay. Now I'm going to take black. And I'm going to do the pupil. I'm going to take the end of my brush like this, and I'm going to stamp the pupil in. Instead of using the top of the brush, I'm just putting the end in the black. There we go. And we know our eyes have a highlight as well in the pupil. There's a part of it that is highlighted white. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean the end of my brush, take all the black off, and I'm going to put it in the white and just do a little white dot right on top of the black. Okay. And now I have my ears left and my hair, so I can do some nice blue strokes for my hair coming down on either side. Okay. There we go. And it doesn't look quite like me, but the key is that you're practicing shading with paint. So you're making tints, tones, and shades with one color, white and black, to do that, and that you're really thinking about where is the shading on the face. You have shadow here on the neck, you have shadows above your eyelids, you have shadow on the sides of your nose, you might have a little shadow here where your nose and your lips are meeting. Maybe depending on the expression you're making, you might have some lines here that you could shade in. And then you also have highlights on your face. You have a strong highlight here in the center of your forehead, and there's a highlight going down the middle of the nose. So try your best with this and have fun painting. And remember to really, really study the shadows and the highlights on your faces.